Hey there, my name is Pravus and welcome back to more Surviving Mars Below and Beyond. Last video was, well, a bit of fun. I don't think I've ever had such an unfortunate series of events. I'm amazed that we survived it, and amazingly enough, like, we're gonna be fine. We didn't even cost ourselves that much when it comes to actual resources. No one died. The biggest issue I'm running into right now is our sanity is quite low. If this can bounce back over the next couple of days, we'll find ourselves in a good position and we can move on as if nothing ever happened. Until then, there's a little bit of danger. The aftershocks of the 3 natural disasters is going to be more dangerous in this case than the natural disaster itself. Good playing on my part last episode, but man, I was stressed. Hey, look, our first Asteroid Lander has arrived, which means if we want, we can actually go and visit an asteroid, which is something we said that we want to do. We found our first asteroid simply by unlocking the research to get an asteroid lander, and the timer starts immediately, so if we don't take advantage of this right now, then eventually this thing is going to go away. It's a seed-type asteroid, so it has exotic minerals, rare metals, and water, as sometimes polymers as well. If we go to the planetary view, we should be able to find it. There you are. Or not. Hello. There it is. Okay. So yeah, we can see the different resources that are going to be on this asteroid. It gives me a good idea what we could do. If I had a recon center and I was willing to spend 20 electronics, we could get a very specific readout as to what is on this meteor, but right now, no. So we're gonna go ahead and visit. Now, first thing I wanna actually check, how much fuel does this thing usually take? 15? This thing only takes 15 fuel to work? That's actually pretty good. Okay, so right now it's refueling. When we want to visit the asteroid, we need to make sure we bring along at least 15 fuel. Otherwise, we don't get back, and we lose the rocket, and I lose $1.5 billion, and I feel like a dum-dum. So let's not make such a stupid mistake as that, yeah? Speaking of fuel, by the way, let's go ahead and place down a quick little fuel depot, something nearby. We'll say that we want to have like 15 fuel there, just something that can quickly fuel up whenever we do have a rocket nearby. Now, we are currently working our way through a cold wave, but compared to the Meteor Storm plus the Great Dust Storm, so far, this is amounting to very little. I think we're doing just fine on that. We have enough power that I should be able to turn on the fuel refineries. I don't want them working during the night, but during the day, that should be completely fine as long as we have enough power and enough water, which we do. I'm not feeling too worried about it. We did turn off all of our external buildings, like the rare metals extractor and the polymer factory. Now, this thing is probably going to break because in a cold wave, if it hasn't been on for a full 24 hours, it automatically just freezes. So we could turn this back on, or I can just accept that we're going to have to spend a couple of machine parts. The reason I'm not having these things on right now is because I don't want to drive my sanity any lower by having people work outside on the surface of Mars. This will not be a problem in the future. Oh my god. All right, here we go with more meteors. This will not be a problem in the future when I have some Martian-born colonists, and by some, I mean, like, eventually all. In fact, we probably don't even need to be importing anybody else from Earth from here on out. So then it's not going to be an issue, but until then, yeah, we're just going to have to live with it. I do need to be placing down some of these MDS lasers. This is going to take up some of my valuable electronics, and I hate to do that, but it's necessary just so we have something protecting our base, at least our critical infrastructure and our domes. 2 alone should be okay. Now, if we get like 3 meteors in a row in the same area, I still don't think that's enough to defend me, but I'm going to have to take that risk. This at least is a use for some electronics that hopefully will protect the rest of my investments. How are we doing on power right now? It's draining pretty fast, but we should also see our power come back online pretty fast, so I'm not too worried about it. All right, so there's our MDS laser number 1. Curious, so let's see. This is remaining duration. I don't know where the current meteors are falling. There they are. Okay, so there's one over here. All right, so the Meteor Storm currently appears to be in a relatively safe spot. So I don't feel like I need to have these MDS lasers on right now, which is draining some power. We can go ahead and turn that off. Yeah, it's going to start, you know, burning apart, and we're going to have to get some electronics out there and so on, and that's just going to be the way things go. But if I find myself with meteors on the way in, we can turn that thing back on. We'll get some warning when there's going to be another one. So let's see. Right now we're draining power. Why? Don't know. Let's go ahead and turn these things off so that we are not losing any power for a second. Now we don't have enough power. We had enough power earlier. Something has now changed. What? It's not these, because they're off. This is already off. Machine parts factory, no. Why am I no longer gaining power? Is a good question. Why am I no longer gaining power? Something else turned on that wasn't on before? It might actually be the Hawking Institute, which, by the way, we should go ahead and turn on to workload increase, so we get a little bit of extra research per soul. I do need to get a second one of these pretty much as soon as we can. Maintenance already up? Wow, gosh, that did not take very long, but okay. Yeah, I'm not sure why we're suddenly losing a lot of power, but we are. Alrighty. Well, you know what? Let's go ahead and just place down a handful more of these solar panels. Some further away from the rest of the network in case something does break down for some reason. Let's go ahead and start getting a little bit of extra power. Of course, we don't have a lot of time in order to do this and actually get some extra power in the bank. Though now we're getting some. What the heck changed? All right, something's got shifts in the morning that doesn't have during the midday, and I'm guessing it's stuff like the concrete extractor, because now we're actually starting to get a tiny bit of power. Not necessarily enough to survive the night, but we'll see. We'll see. All right, so we're up to Soul 72 right now. Now, we already have our mystery event going on right now. I don't actually know what this one is going to be. I haven't done any research on all the different mysteries in the game, so I have no idea what to expect, but in 5 souls, we should be seeing some sort of impact. A giant meteor storm is what I have been promised. Very scary. This is probably going to happen, though. Engineers should automatically be getting assigned to this electronics factory, but for the most part, we can speed that along if I filter by traits here and say that I want engineers specifically to live in the Admiral Thrawn Dome. Then hopefully we are encouraging more to get local jobs, including at the electronics factory, though they still could travel over here to the machine parts factory or the polymers at some point if we so desire. But yeah, I'm just trying to get a little bit more electronics production. It's just still not good enough. Why are people now pulling off? Let me guess. The sanity is still quite bad. Yep. It is admittedly terrible. All right, hang on. Let's just see. Let's see. You're fine. You're not. What's going on with you? Dust storm, dehydrated, heavy workload, dust storm, too cold, too cold. Okay, so first off, it's not too cold. This is why we have subsurface heaters. But on the other hand, you just have to survive for a couple more hours and this cold wave goes away. Gosh. That's the thing about natural disasters. It's always a fun and interesting part of the game, in my opinion. It's not just about the amount of damage that a natural disaster can do. Oh, we have renegades. It's also about the psychological impact, right? Which is kind of cool. All right, so let's see. The farm's on. First off, an engineer should never be working there. Get out. This farm is not getting as much love as I feel like it ought to be. That's because we're prioritizing farms, so it's getting stuff right away. Yeah, but what I really need is some prioritization here on this electronics factory, so we're going to go ahead and prioritize that just a smidge more. 8 hours left on the Meteor Storm, but again, it's not an area that I'm really feeling that worried about. And now we're getting plenty of power. We should go to our subsurface heaters, if I can find the dang things, because I just tucked them away. And Control-click, deactivate, boom, there we go. All right, so that'll save me a lot of power and so on. I wish there was a faster way to turn off just a handful. Like, if I grabbed just a few solar panels, I'd like them to automatically turn off that way. Because I can turn off either one at a time, which is very slow, or I can Control-click turn all of them off, which is not what I want. I'd like to turn off, like, just, you know, a few. That's all that I'm looking for. But the game doesn't let me just simply box and grab things, which I really feel like we should be able to do. New anomalies! Hey! It's from a meteor! Hello, meteor! It's just gonna be free research. I'll take it. What are we working on, by the way? Oh, right. Factory AI so I can get extra productivity out of my farms. That does make a lot of sense. Then we were talking about getting things like the moisture farming, but I also need to continue working down this recon and expansion tree in order to find the dang cave-ins. I feel just somewhat miffed that we've been unable to take advantage of the underground after several episodes. It's just ridiculous. All right, we want to visit an asteroid. I want to specifically say, well, in theory, we only need 15 fuel, so I don't need quite as much as they seem to think we do. So 35 is unnecessary. We'll go ahead and just reduce this down to 15. Do we want to bring along some machine parts, polymers, and other stuff? I guess it doesn't hurt too much to just bring along a few extra resources for now. We'll bring this along, but I don't think we're going to need much of this because your first rocket usually can come with a micro auto extractor, which is like an automated mine to get resources. We're not going to be building too much on our own, truth be told. This will do most of our work for us. That's only for the first rocket you buy from Earth, though, or every rocket you buy afterwards. It comes with one free prefab to get you hooked. After that, Nah, not so much. You gotta either research the tech, or you gotta bring the materials to actually do the extracting the old-fashioned way. Which is less fun, but, you know, whatever. We actually already have access to the tech. It's right down here, the micro-G mining. Which you can see, it costs a few polymers, and it costs some machine parts. Not terribly expensive, but at least this way you don't need any colonists to do any mining. And bringing colonists along with micro-G habitats, that also takes a whole bunch of research and blah, blah, blah. Like, who wants to do any of that, right? Who wants to do any of that? Why have we not flattened this thing out yet? Because I am low on drones, most likely. We could place down another one of those drone hubs, since we do have a prefab for it, but for right now, I feel like I'm okay with what I've got. Let's just keep kind of speeding along. How are we doing on food? Food, we are consuming 24. Wow, we are definitely consuming lots of food these days. Alrighty. Well, the good news is we should also be producing lots of food, so I'm not feeling terribly worried about it. Get 1,000 free science, nice. And planetary anomalies, that's something I was looking for. Let's see what we get. New techs, no. Unknown, New techs, okay. New techs, an RC Seeker. We could do this one. And this too. All right, some of these are pretty easy. The reason I'm going to do some of these to get the new techs is because I would like to find that dang cave-in mining without having to waste a lot of time in the recon and expansion tree. I want to be more surgical with what I'm actually trying to research, if that makes any sense. So, don't mind me. Okay, we got our mystery event, the Dredgers! Mission Control, we've got an update on the status of the Meteor Storms, and it's not looking good. The initial evaluation of the situation with the meteor clusters has been miscalculated. The scientists from the Near-Earth Object Detection programs predict that a significant amount of the meteorite stream would fill the space between Mars and Earth. While the thick atmosphere of our homeworld would protect it from eventual impacts, the threat level for any spacecraft would be past tolerable. To address a new situation, we have canceled all space flights until further notice. Rockets will not arrive. I just launched my rockets, though. Did I just lose both my Did I just lose my Asteroid Lander and my regular rocket? Thank God I didn't send any colonists into space because they'd be dead. Well, this isn't good. All right, well, I guess I've just lost these rockets for a little bit, including 4 drones. Right, all right, well, new tech's available. Thank you for that. Do we find... Gosh, we found it. Amazing. All right. Forget this, forget this, forget this. Cave-ins, high priority, do that. Now I'll finally be able to start clearing out the underground. Of course, the cave-ins will happen immediately again. We have lots of Marsquakes on this particular map, but nonetheless. Hey, we are arriving on our first asteroid, the Beyond part. New content. It's amazing. All right, where are we gonna place this? Great question. First off, let's just see kind of resources we've got on the surface. I see some exotic minerals right here. 8. Okay. Water, rare metals. There's some regular polymers and metals and stuff over here too. Okay. So if I'm going to land, I want to land probably over here, because I think this will end up being in range of the exotic minerals. I can place down my auto-G extractor, and I think it's in range of the polymers. Alrighty, let's go ahead and land that. And let's also make sure we place down a universal depot. Fun fact about universal depots, though, it doesn't actually have any place for exotic materials. So we need to place down another one. There's exotic minerals. Just kind of got blanked out for a little bit there. So your drones won't automatically gather up your exotic minerals unless you manually tell them to, or you at least, you know, just place down one of these depots. Now they'll grab them. We've landed! All right, let's gather as much stuff as we can. Hooray! We need to place down a quick little micro-G extractor. Right over here will do the job. Plus, we brought along at least some metals. So let's go ahead and place down a solar plant. How much does it take again to power these things? I don't know. We need to... I need to build this thing first. That's fine. We got prefabs for a reason, right? Get out here and build this thing up so I can see exactly what it's going to take. We have to clear out the rocks. That should be easy. Now we have space. I think I need 2 or maybe 3 of my solar plants. Insufficient power, 7.5. Okay, yeah, we just need 2. That'll do. And I'm okay with this thing not working during the night, because there's not going to be any power. So once we get this sucker built up, we'll start extracting some rare metals. And as long as we have 15 fuel, which we do, because I brought it along, then we will be able to launch this back up before this thing leaves. So watch this timer down here. If this gets down and you haven't returned, say goodbye to your asteroid and everything on it, and you'll cry. We could manufacture our own fuel if I had brought along some stuff for the fuel refineries, but I didn't feel like bringing along this many materials. So, no. That only works, of course, if there's actually water on the asteroid. If there's no water on the asteroid, well, you've got no fuel, you're sunk, sucker. Anyway. All right, so we're going to leave that alone. We don't have to worry about that at least for the next few... hang on. Okay, we don't have to worry about that for at least the next few souls. We're going to have a meteor, but I think it's going to miss. Barely. It did not. Darn it. All right, so the water extractor's already dead. Thank you. We have a single drone. I only have one drone over here? All right, well, we're already fixing the water extractor, so we're going to be fine. Looks like the Meteor Storms decided to just kind of cycle in and be a little bit more of a problem. I could just turn these things on. I think I'm going to go ahead and just turn these things on. I don't know what's going to happen with this event. But we got Meteor Storms going on right now, and it's apparently close enough that it can destroy some stuff. That's mostly going to be focused down over here, which is good. So let's see. I assume you're not going to let me land this, yeah? Oh. They're going to let me land... I thought they said that... Okay, maybe only stuff from Earth. Maybe we're not going to be allowed to have any more rockets from Earth. You think that's it? That might be it. All right, let's go ahead and turn back on the rare metals extractor as well as the polymer factory. I like to have people working these jobs again. Would definitely like to have people working things like the rare metals extractor. Gonna go ahead and do amplify. Yeah, it costs me some extra power, but if it gets me faster rare metals extraction, that's gonna be fine. We're very slow on our rare metals extraction, and that's actually one area where this asteroid's gonna work out really nicely for me. Because we should get a reasonable amount of rare metals out of that asteroid. How are we doing on food? Well, we just finished with soybeans, but I still don't have a lot. We're gonna get another 62 there. It says my production's on par. Let's keep an eye on the food. I am a little bit concerned that we may not be making enough food still. Another anomaly. Let me guess. It was an asteroid. Cool. Let's go get 1,000 free science. I'll take it. That'll actually finish out the factory AI, which will let me finally get an upgrade for my electronics production. That's the research lab. I have that turned off. Never mind. I don't care about that. Electronics factory is looking pretty good. Making 5.8 per soul. That's not bad. Machine parts factory still doing fine. Polymers making plenty. I do feel a little bit concerned about our metals production. I feel like we're not gathering enough. Let's make sure we keep setting up some additional runs to gather up metals and stuff and bring them back. This is why we have transports. I really need to find that tech that lets me do things automatically so I don't have to worry about this. I am way too lazy to have to do this manually every single time. Gosh dang it. Anyway, 1 soul and 22 hours left on this Meteor Storm. All right, factory AI is done. Thank you. Top priority. What's this going to cost me? Okay, a bunch of electronics. But you know what? It's worth it. I'm going to spend a few electronics now in order to greatly increase my electronics production later. How are we doing on the university, by the way? We have a lot more engineers being trained up. First off, let's note that the electronics factory is now full of engineers. How many more engineers do we think we need? Well, potentially up to 12 more at least, based on what factories I currently have open. So I'm okay with having one more Martian University graduation cycle of engineers, but after that, we have got to remember to change the specialization to auto or something else. I'm thinking biologists would make a lot of sense, so we can make sure we have enough food, but getting a few other things like medics, security officers, and geologists would not be a bad idea. And heck yes, I'd love to have some scientists at the Hawking Institute. That would be great. How are we doing on children? Well, not a lot, apparently. We have no children. Well, how much housing space do I currently have available? None? Really? I'm full. Oh! Well, that's why I don't have any kids! This is why I stopped having babies! It's because there's no houses left! Hang on. Let's go and place down some more living complexes. I will get rid of some of these in favor of apartments later. We still haven't even researched apartments. It's not been a priority up to this point, but eventually we will need that in order to have more space to work on other fun things. But yes, please, let's start having some babbies. I've got unemployed people. That's unexpected. All right, how about a little bit of extra work here at the electronics factory? Doing great here at the polymer factory. Machine parts? Sure, we'll go ahead and turn that on. If we got extra workers sitting around, filled out the security station, the infirmary is mostly fine, doing fine there too. We could just have extra jobs here at the Hawking Institute, actually. I think I kind of like that idea better, if I'm being honest. I don't need much more in the way of machine parts. Let's go ahead and allow another shift. Extra science is extra science, and I like it. Are people working over at the farms? Yeah, they're doing fine at the farms. These are a high priority target, by the way. I want to make sure that we're getting as much out of these crops as possible. Says we only got 29 food. That's because 65 more is on the way in just a little bit. Our consumption's pretty high. We've got a good high population nowadays. Pretty good high population. I'm going to allow births again in these domes. If we're lucky, it will automatically start cycling out to put children over here. Births should not be forbidden there. Let's just keep an eye on this, but I need Martian-borns. I will benefit a lot from having Martian-borns who aren't getting upset every time that we have to have somebody go work outside of the dome. All right, more planetary anomalies. I would like to go ahead and do this. Send our extra seeker. They call me the seeker. Been searching all my life. Off they go. Bye. And we'll just see if we can get some extra technologies that end up being useful. What else did we discover, by the way? We found domeless farming. I don't need open farms yet. Hanging gardens. Those are pretty good, actually. Gravity engineering, the megadomes. Yeah. High-powered jets, extra cargo capacity, better fusion generators, and... Martian-born don't take sandy damage when working in out-of-dome buildings. See, this is the tech I was saying we would need in order to go along with things. Okay, well, I still think that the low-G excavation permits is what I'm going to go for. The thing is, it's not like it's actually that useful. I mean, there's good stuff down underground, don't get me wrong, and having lots of anomalies is great. We probably would get better return on investment if I didn't worry about those right now. But, I mean, I just got to go underground. I just got to do it. And then after you're done researching those, get over here as well. More anomalies, okay. Let's see, more metals. There's got to be more somewhere. 5 over there, don't care. 23 over there. All right, good enough for me. Let's go ahead and grab some more. Pretty much anything you can grab. And cycle faster, for the love of God. God, there's got to be a better way to do this. There is. It's called getting the freaking auto research done. Why have you guys not finished this dang rock? Am I really just that far out of drones? How many drones you got over here? You got 6 drones. Going to food depots. I think they're just all overworked and have more important priorities. Dare I go ahead and just build this? It feels excessive and unnecessary, but having an extra drone hub over here isn't a bad idea, just for some redundancy between systems. All right, let's just go ahead and place it. I need extra drones. Frankly, at this point, our logistics are pretty terrible right now. New techs. All right, what do we got? We have signal boosters. Actually pretty good. We've got water conservation. Ooh, I like that. Resilient architecture, less maintenance. Love that. Project Mohole, a wonder. Microfusion, a wonder. And Martian-born strength, they don't take sanity damage from disaster. Yeah, see, now we're starting to get the techs that'll actually make us resilient whenever we're having all these dang natural disasters. Just took for freaking ever for that to happen. I will say, one positive thing about all these freaking meteors is we are getting, like, a lot of free research anomalies. I like that. New techs available. Oh, good. Creative disposition and localized terraforming. We finished this tree out. Geoscope domes. Nice. Art workshop. Nah. Nah, not a priority. Don't care about that. Don't care about that none at all. Get out of here. We don't care about that stuff. That's nonsense. Alrighty. Well, how are we doing on the asteroid? We've got a little bit of time left. Looks like our drones are mostly pretty bored. How are we doing as far as materials and stuff? We've had some rare metals. Okay, so let's see. We've got 8 exotic minerals on the Rosetta. 3 rare metals on here. That's it. Well, we can edit the payload and stuff later. So let me guess. There's literally nothing left to gather on the world. No, that's pretty much it. Yeah. Had we bought a fuel refinery along, at least we'd have something to do. But this is one case where sometimes you don't need as many drones as we brought along. Still, all right. So let's see. Once we turn this back on, it looks like we're getting 3.3 per soul. Now, if I upgrade this, it does take extra power. We have more metals, right? We do. You know, something we could do is just go ahead and amplify it using a couple of the polymers we already got. And then toss on, you know, let's say an extra solar panel. Maybe 2. And this will increase the power draw, but who cares? I've got metals for it. And the more important thing is I am getting rare metals a little bit faster. So let's see what happens once you get this upgrade. Yeah, that's not enough. Okay, hang on. So one more. Kind of knew that was going to happen, but let's just go ahead and do it real quick. Top priority, now that my drones have much better to do. Get built, and boom. Okay, so now we're producing 4.2 per soul. It's just going to get me a couple of extra rare metals. I basically just traded 10 rare metals, regular metals for like an extra, I don't know, 4 rare metals. Debatable whether it's even worth my attention, but I mean, yeah. Sometimes you find really, really big asteroids with huge deposits. And it's great, because you can get a load of stuff. More freaking meteor storms. Where are they falling this time? Let's look for the meteors. Down over here? Alright, so this is way out of the way. I'm not even worried about it. I'm not even worried about it. It's fine. How are we doing on electronics? Well, now we're producing 8.1 per soul. So all of a sudden, you'll notice we're starting to get a lot more electronics. This is great. This is great. We're really getting on top of things. You know what I'm not on top of, though? Fuel. Because I'm an idiot, and I have not actually been producing any fuel. Ha ha ha. Yes, that would be important. You'll forgive me, it's a little late at night, and I'm apparently easily flustered. And or distracted. Oh look, squirrel. How are we doing with the graduation cycles? We still did need extra stuff. Up, Dredger's event, brace for impact! Red alert! Unidentified object on course for direct impact. Our sensors are detecting a large object coming at high velocity. Judging by the data from our telemetry, its mass and speed are great enough to cause major damage on the surface. It'd be wise to evacuate the area around the projected point of impact. We could be wrong, but our initial visual readings on the object show that it has an unconventional form for a meteorite. Strange protrusions can be observed from the back of the object. Could it be something different? Aliens! A major impact, huh? You gonna show me where that major impact is? I mean, I see these, but I don't think these are major impacts. Just saying. You want me to evacuate an area, but if you don't tell me where it is, then I don't know what to evacuate. So, yeah. It means nothing! You gotta give me more info than that, guys. Let's go ahead and turn on these jobs after all. I do want to have the machine parts doing their thing. And yeah, we should go ahead and get extra rare metals and just allow some extra jobs over there. We have a single person unemployed. I don't have enough jobs going around. We have plenty of residential spaces, so I guess we're still not having a lot of births. We have one child. One child! I've got the child! Alright. 20 hours left on this meteor storm. No problem. We're doing fine. We're doing fine. Plenty of power. Doing great on things like water. Slowly building this up, I guess. Oxygen's doing absolutely fine. We can go ahead and turn some of that production off. Oh, we never actually turned on any of these drones. Ha 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 ha. Yes, let's go ahead and get a single cable up there. I miss the tech or the inventor personality, the leader, that doesn't require any power or maintenance on these things, these drone hubs. So I don't think they're actually doing any flattening on this. I think they stopped. Grounding day. Planetfall. We finally get a visual on the target as the dust settles. No one at Mission Control can believe their eyes. We haven't seen anything like it, and it doesn't look like something man-made. I don't want to overstate things, but this could be a first contact situation. What? Well, that's not it, is it? Is this the asteroid? I don't think that's supposed to be the asteroid. That's the thing! Oh, hello! It's still rumbling. Mysterious alien object. It's actually shockingly close to my base. I don't appreciate that. Someone get a gun and get ready to shoot it. I've watched enough movies to know that first contact situations aren't always a good thing. Have you not seen the movie Mars Attacks? Okay? I mean, that might be dating myself just a smidge. That is an old spoof movie at this point. You kids have no idea what I'm talking about. Ack. But the older guys get it, don't ya? Yeah, I'll bet you do. All right, we're going to end this video here, but we have our potential first contact situation, weird alien object. We got only a couple of souls left on our asteroid. We need to make sure we get the heck out of here, take as much as we can in the process. And our population's growing pretty nicely. We're doing all right on most of our resources. The real thing that's killing me right now is going to be fuel. So the sooner I can get things like moisture farming up and running, get some extra water, and start producing more fuel, probably the better. In the meantime, thank you all very much for watching. Hope you enjoyed. If so, then I would ask you to hit that like button, leave a comment, and subscribe. And I will see you guys next time.